What is up, everyone? Welcome to another video. Today it is a pickups video, but it's something a little bit different. It's something that I feel is very special in the way that we are taking a piece of somebody else's collection that they loved, that they cherished, and now we're making it part of our own. For those of you who may be around YouTube and around retro collectors, and in particular Australian collectors, you may have noticed a channel called The Adventures of Matt. Now, Matt loved to do his YouTube videos. He loved to show his passion, his collection. Some of his videos to Japan are absolutely amazing. And he had a particular love for Parappa the Rapper. I have never seen... Parappa the Rapper was a PlayStation 1 game. Okay, yeah. It's not something that I honestly played or something that I had a love for myself, but he epitomized the love for Parappa the Rapper. He had things that I never knew existed, things I've never heard of, some amazing promotional material, and things that he had sourced internationally. Now, unfortunately, Matt passed a few years ago. For those of you who were on his channel, you would have seen his last video and then a follow-up video from his partner, Susie, saying that unfortunately Matt had passed. He had lost his fight with his illness. So that is very, obviously that's sad and somber and something that you never want to happen. I had been watching Matt's channels many years ago before our current YouTube channel on a different account. I honestly lost kind of context of what was going on and what happened. And it wasn't until his friend reached out to us that I realized how things had eventuated and how things had turned out. But part of what his friend and Matt's wife wanted to do was to not give, but to get some of Matt's collection into the hands of people that they thought were deserving and they thought that they would love it. He sent us a list and his collection was...
Yeah, it was massive.
Expansive and the most random things that I personally never knew existed. Things that I wanted a lot of it, but obviously we have to live within our means. And part of what they asked is obviously that no items were to be resold. They were just to go to collectors who they thought they would cherish the items. So I picked a few of the items. I picked a couple of items for Beck, which I think...
Really?
What?
You did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that I thought were important for our story and your story as a gamer. So they're currently sitting under the table. I told her she cannot look down, so she doesn't know. She knows a couple of the things because I was ecstatic telling her. I'm like,
Yeah.
Oh my god, this is a grail for me and we can finally pick it up. But without further ado, let's show you guys exactly what we bought from Matt's collection. Thank you, obviously, to Matt's friend and Matt's wife. Really thank you for thinking of us, and I can honestly say these items will be cherished. So, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. So first up, we have something that I've been after for a very long time. Something that I would consider a Grail item. Now, those who know me know that I love video game history. I can talk about it for hours, and I research milestones in the video game industry, stories, little development notes, and things like that. So this is an extremely important part of video game history. This is the deluxe set NES that came with Rob the Robot and the Zapper.
Nintendo Entertainment System, the one to play with Rob, the extraordinary video robot, batteries not included. He helps you tackle even the toughest challenge. Will you be the first to raise the incredibly accurate Zapper and play games like Duck Hunt or action-packed Hogan's Alley and high-flying Kung Fu, each sold separately? Will you be the one to experience the Nintendo Entertainment System? Comes with Rob, Zapper, Control Deck, 2 controllers, Gyromite, and Duck Hunt.
Now, why is this important? Well, we all know about the video game crash of 1983 where Atari ran the industry into the ground. In the West, people were very hesitant about video games, so Nintendo marketed their system not as a video game console, but more as a toy. And part of that was Rob the Robot. Rob the Robot was synonymous with the NES at the start. Granted, it was a piece of crap and it was too many working parts for it to actually work properly, but it allowed Nintendo to market the NES as a toy to the West, primarily North America, and because of that, Nintendo was able to rebuild the video game market in the West, and all this that you see behind you is thank you to this first step. This first piece of merchandise, this first piece of Nintendo memorabilia, Rob the Robot and the Zapper. So I've honestly always wanted to own a part of this. As most of you know, I was a Sega kid. Sega! Sorry, I just have to do that. I just love saying Sega! It's just, I don't know, there's something about it that I just love saying. But this is an important part of me being able to get all this because this launched it all back in the West. So that's item number 1. Okay, so I will do this next lot. I'm trying to like hide it down here, like, woo! Part of this next lot is, I'm gonna do as one. So, those of you probably know I love, do it.
Sega!
Well done. I love Sega. So there was a couple of items that I wanted to add to my collection. And one thing you'll notice is I don't own a boxed Dreamcast. Not yet, I will eventually. It's one of my must-own items that I will find eventually. I'm just waiting for the right time, the right deal to come across. But these were too cheap to pass up, and they are 2 Dreamcast controllers. This one here is a clear blue.
Ooh, pretty.
Yeah, and this is, obviously, if the swirl's orange, it is the North American, or in some cases, the Japanese counterparts. If it is the blue swirl, we have the PAL version, which is Europe and Europe, Australia, New Zealand, and that. So that one is that controller, and these are in great condition. I mean, the Dreamcast controllers are just so... Wow, Millennium 2000 edition. Holy crap, I didn't even know that was a thing. So that just got even cooler. So clear black Millennium 2000 controller. Awesome. And Rebecca, do you want to open up that one?
Yes! Ooh, it's in a baggie.
I love it when it's bag. Oh, this is new. This is brand new. It's got the cable ties and everything. I will do a close-up of this. It's got the cable ties. It's the clear blue controller. It's in immaculate condition.
You can smell that it's new.
Oh, new Sega. Yeah, it is beautiful. So that is an absolute amazing display piece. So I didn't even know that was new, so stoked to have that. I only saw the outside of the boxes. I didn't ask. I got a couple of photos, but in all honesty, like, I didn't ask to have, oh, I need a photo of this and this and this, because it was for a good cause to obviously go to the family. There's obviously a lot of, it's emotion that has gone into this collecting, and that is an important part of these pieces for me, is the person that owned him, the story, his journey, and obviously that he loved these things too. And I only bought things that I know that we would love in our collection. Lastly, we have Crazy Taxi 2. If you have not played Crazy Taxi, I mean, don't play the new versions because they've taken a lot of the licensed music out of it. But I remember just going into the arcade, playing the original Crazy Taxi, just launching it, and then you get "Ya ya 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 ya" as Offspring's playing, and oh my god, it was amazing. I own 1 and 3, but I do not own Crazy Taxi 2, so now I have all 3.
I was gonna say now you do.
Yeah, now I do. So that is in immaculate condition as well. That is the PAL
There's
version.
no scratches on the cover either.
It's insane. Like, another great deal. So it is the European PAL version. So yeah. All right. What's up next?
What's next?
I'm wondering, should I do yours now in the middle or yours at the end?
It's up to you.
Okay. All right. So I have to ask you some questions.
Okay.
Because I want you to guess, see if you can guess what they are.
Sure.
Okay. So Beck got back into gaming in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
She played games as a kid but had a huge hiatus.
Yeah,
But-
about 10 years or so.
But obviously I've loved gaming throughout that whole time, and the whole time you know me, I've been an avid gamer.
Yep.
But it was something that I couldn't really get you into. I tried Viva Pinata. I thought, that didn't work. I thought, but I was really, really shocked. If there's one franchise that is your favorite and one franchise that you feel got you back into gaming, what would you say it would be?
So there's like 2.
Okay.
There would be Zelda Breath of the Wild
Yep.
or Tomb Raider, I think.
Okay. Now,
That was Tomb Raider Definitive Edition?
yeah. So we've got one of those 2, and we already own Breath of the Wild, so I think by process of elimination, you know what it is. So I don't know if you will remember this, but this is the first version of Tomb Raider you played. This is the Xbox 360 version. You played it on an Xbox One, just the base one. I honestly never thought you would fall in love with it, so I'm just like, oh, she's just dabbling in a game. But you got engrossed. I went to work in the morning, and I came back, and she was still playing it. But she was playing the 360 version, and I'm like, you do realize that there's an Xbox One version. So we literally jumped on the ferry that day, went over to the Brisbane City Albert Street EB Games, and bought the Xbox One version of that. She played through that, literally finished it. The next day, we went and bought the second version, The Rise of the Tomb Raider, played through that. So I think like this game is an important part of your gaming journey, and I thought it's something that in our collection that is important and something that you will have a cherished memory of. So I had to get that when I saw it.
And this is in impeccable condition. There's like no dents or anything.
It's beautiful. It's insanely good. Okay.
So pretty.
So Rebecca doesn't collect retro or anything like that.
Nah, not really.
But there's one thing that, you collect contemporary gaming items, but there's one thing that you have many of and that you do actually like buying and you like hunting for. What do you, come on.
Pops?
No, that's not video games.
No.
Okay, not pops. Well, yes.
Still books.
This is not going well. What's another thing? We have them displayed in your gaming area. Like it's
Controllers?
Yes, we got there eventually. Controllers. So Beck has like a collection of Xbox One controllers and PlayStation 4 controllers. 500 million for the PlayStation.
20th anniversary.
20th anniversary. Sea of Thieves. Cyberpunk, and you love the Dawn Shadow, the Shadow editions, and the Phantom. But you don't own any 360 controllers. No. And in keeping with the tone of Tomb Raider 4, here we have a boxed Tomb Raider Xbox 360 controller in box. That's another thing I'm like, I have to get it. Yeah. So that will go displayed in Rebecca's gaming area.
We have a spot for it.
We have a spot for it, and this is an insanely beautiful controller. in keeping with the game, the idea that you're constantly underpowered and that you're constantly hurt.
What the hell is that?
What does it say on it?
Oh my god! Lollipop chainsaw.
We get to the part where I kick his ass.
She's brutal. She's merciless. She's deadly. When the zombie apocalypse begins,
One truth becomes.
show no mercy.
I'm gonna F you up.
So, Lollipop Chainsaw for the...
Is a game that Craig was hunting for years and years and years.
I wanted to find it in the wild for cheap because I played it and I lost it, but I love it. And
then we actually found it in Melbourne, in
At
a
PAX.
Cashies, when we were down at PAX about 2 years ago.
Yeah, last year or 2 years ago. Wow,
No,
2 years ago. So this is her boyfriend,
Oh.
or what's left of him. She carries around him on her skirt as he's basically headless, but his head talks and everything like that. So it is and like, I love Lollipop Chainsaw, and it is a weird game. You actually get an achievement for trying to angle the camera to look up her skirt. Like, it's just a weird,
I would totally
wacky,
do that.
yeah, it's a weird, wacky beat 'em up game, and I'd never seen that before, and I didn't know it was a thing, so I knew I had to own it. I'm an Xbox gamer first now. I love the 360. The 360 had some amazing special edition controllers. Absolutely beautiful. In my opinion, the Xbox 360 had the best themed consoles ever, hands down. Second to that, maybe the fantastic Nintendo 64, like the clear ones. I love collecting the special edition boxed 360 consoles. We have the Star Wars one. We have now, I just lately picked up the Halo 3, which is one of my favorite box consoles. We have
The Call of Duty?
we have the Call of Duty unboxed.
Yeah.
So I think we have one more, but it's escaping me. But I really like this one. Gears is an important franchise in the Xbox library of games, and this one is insanely beautiful. It basically has the Gears symbol on it, red, kind of like a blood splatter look to it. Comes with two controllers, but this is in immaculate condition. Again, this is in insanely good condition. And like, I'm so happy that we could add this, because I'm gonna, when I do the game room tour, and we will do a game room tour when we reach 1,000 subscribers, I'm gonna display all our box consoles, and I think you guys are gonna be blown away with the extent, the breadth of our collection. So,
Yep.
waiting for aircon to be installed in this room, because right now we are both sweating balls. It's so hot in here.
I don't even have any balls and I'm sweating them.
So there we go. So there you have it, guys. These are the latest items added to our collection.
And aren't they pretty?
They are. And these are items that we are going to love and cherish and are going to remain a part of our collection. These are things that I feel that we identify with as gamers. For you, with Tomb Raider and the controllers. For me, with my current collecting goals, my love of Sega, and also my love of milestones in video game history. So these are items that represent us as gamers, and we're very happy and ecstatic to add these to our collection. Thanks for watching, guys, as always. If you stuck around this long, we really appreciate it. And if you have stuck around this long, make sure that you
Subscribe, comment, and like.
and hit that notification bell so you get
Definitely.
notifications when we put out content.